Hello, how you doing? This tutorial is going to show you how to take a Flash banner ad that I'm creating in Flash, but I'm saving as HTML and JavaScript using Canvas, HTML5 Canvas, but I want to plug that into a web page. So what do I have to do? So let me start here in Flash and just show you what we have here. Um, when I created this document, I created a new document and I chose HTML5 Canvas. So this does not give you a Swift Flash file, but when you're done with it, you get HTML5 and JavaScript. So I just have a cloud animating across, nothing too complex, just a little ad, something simple. One thing to be aware of, you have publish settings. You can go to File, Publish Settings, or there's a button over here on the right. And you get this box pops up. Now this tells you if you have any imported images, photos, anything like that, they're going to get distributed to different folders. So you're going to get an images folder unless you change the name of it, but the default is just images. The .js file is your JavaScript file that you're going to output. If you have sounds or some of this other stuff, these are the folders and things that get created. So just be aware you can change that up. So let me jump to, these are the files I've created. When I publish this, I can just go File, Publish. You get an HTML file, a JavaScript file. It created, some of this stuff is not from the Flash, but so HTML, JavaScript, and then it creates an images folder. And if you look in here, we have my cloud, which I have named layer 1 for some reason. But anyways, so that's what I have. So when you upload this stuff to over to a server, you have to make sure that you send this images folder up there also, and your JavaScript and your HTML, all that has to go up to your server. So I have Dreamweaver open here, and I basically have a simple little web page. And let me find my, let's see. Okay, so a simple little web page. We just kind of got a header, a footer, some main content in here. And so what we want to do is we want to add this banner ad somewhere in here. So let's say that we just want to stick it somewhere in the main content. We'll put it before it says main content. We want to add that ad. So what you want to do is open up the Flash HTML file that got created when you published, and you can see that here. Now if you were to just look at this in a browser, it looks something like this. So it's in there, but it's just in the upper left corner. There's nothing styled about it. It's not positioned, anything like that. But what you want to do is open up that HTML file and you get all this stuff. So let me tell you the things that have to get taken over so this will work in your other file. So there's a lot of JavaScript files involved in making this animation happen. So you have to make sure that you copy all of these script calls. I'm going to go over to this file now, and these go inside of your head area. So I'm just going to paste that stuff over. What else do we have? We actually have a script here that does some stuff. You don't really have to know what any of this stuff does necessarily unless you want to go in and tweak it. But you need this script for this animation and such to run. So we're going to copy this. And note where it is. It's again inside the head area. We're just going to put this in the same place in my new file. Paste. Oops, there we go. And there's our script. And we've got that. So what else do we need? So in this one we've added a couple things. This JavaScript has a function called init, and what Flash does for you in this HTML file is it's basically saying when you load in this HTML file into the browser, call this function init. Now it's also setting a background color, and we don't really need that necessarily, but we do need it to call this function when the body is loaded. So I'm going to copy that, go back over to my file, go to my body here which has nothing, And on load, I'm going to call that init function. Perfect. Then the last thing we need to do is the only element of HTML that actually has, that kind of holds this thing, is this canvas tag. Now it's got the size and width and all that kind of stuff set for you. It's even set a little background color. We're just going to take that whole canvas element, copy that, and this is where we decide where we want it to go. So within your HTML here already, we want to put it, I'll put it before this text, so I'm just going to drop it right like that and hit save. So notice that it is going to be looking for that JavaScript file. So here's the script. It's looking for the JavaScript file joshbannerad.js. So that file, as that path is written, has to be next to your HTML file. So there I have it there. I've already put it there. But if you're uploading servers or creating folders and that kind of thing, you just got to make sure that path lines up. Some people like to create a scripts folder and put their scripts in there. So you might actually have some, this might be scripts or something like that. Now these other JavaScript things, these are actually saved out on the web, and those are being pulled in from the web, so you don't have to worry about the path of those. But whatever your JavaScript that came from Flash, you have to make sure the path is proper there so that it finds it. Otherwise it's not going to run the script and it's not going to work. So you can see here now that I've got my clouds thing plugged in here, and it's not really styled or anything. I haven't done anything with it, and that's fine. But let's take a look at it. So let's go ahead and save that. That's saved, and let's go ahead and test it. Now you don't have to use Dreamweaver necessarily. That's just what I'm using here. This could be any code editor or text edit or anything like that. So I'm going to preview this and see what we've got. Let me drag this over. So I have my working banner ad in my website. So I've really reached my main goal here and getting that plugged in into my website. Now it's just a matter of, you want this to look nice. Whatever you got on the site, you might need to position it and center it or move it around, and just whatever you want to do with it. And so the way you do that, so this is your canvas tag, and just like anything else, like a div or something like that, it has an ID, and this is called canvas. Now if you have more than one of these things coming over from Flash, you're probably going to have to change this to something else. I don't really like canvas, is kind of generic, so you could leave it as canvas if you like, but I'm going to change it to my, I'll just call it Flash ad. Save that, and then I'll go to my CSS file that's kind of positioning and coloring the rest of this, and I will just go ahead and address that, and I called it Flash ad, so a period for the, hashtag there for the ID, and Flash ad, it's already kind of hinting for me. And then we can go ahead and decide what we're going to do with it. Now let's see, our dimensions are 600 by 100, so I'll go ahead and put that into the code here. 600 pixels, height 100 pixels, and let's center that there. So I'm just going to do margin 0 auto, which will center that if you have a height and width, or a width established. And I'll update this. Okay, so I did remember one thing here. So if we change this canvas ID, it actually is referenced several times in your script up here, so that's going to get thrown off. So you could kind of go through and change all these around so that it finds the right thing here. Get elements by ID, you have to change that to Flash add. Let's reset here. Alright, so I kind of messed that up there. If you just leave it as canvas, if you only have the one, then you don't have to worry about that.